How's that?
That's good.
Good morning, everyone. It is November 9th, 2024. An elderly man
You'll
was
get
having
or somebody that's
Yeah.
on the wall,
The
and they'll
I'm
make an etching of their name. So if you
gonna,
ever get a chance, please go see this.
I'm gonna mute
For this next slide,
everybody and find
I
the
would
right
like,
place.
no,
There we
this one,
go.
not this one.
There we go. An elderly man was having problems uh, hearing. Speaking of hearing, so he went to a specialist. The doctor fitted him for some hearing aids and brought him back and said he's and it brought his hearing back to full strength. After a few weeks, the man came back for a follow up an appointment on the new equipment. The hearing specialist said, "It all seems perfect. Your family should be really delighted that you can hear everything now." "Oh, no," the man said. "I haven't told them. I just quietly, carefully sit and listen, and I've had to change my will 3 times." Okay.
I think it's funny.
Well, so it's not bad. The tip of the day, the last time, and let me switch screens. So we're looking at you're looking at my screens. Wow, good. Last time we were talking about messages, and I just want to we'll make the tip of the day about messages. How do you pin a contact in messages on your iPhone and iPad? So what we're talking about is if you have a conversation going on with someone and you have a lot of information on it and it's buried in the middle of all the other messages you have, and you always have to go searching for that one whenever you want to continue that conversation. And what you need to do is you go to messages. Here's a bunch of messages. Okay. And let's say I want to pin Ann Ross's conversation. I have here one with Ann Ross that I have going on. And if I want to pin it so it's up here at the top, so it's easy for me to get to. Make sense to everybody? Yes, Bill, it makes sense. Okay. If I tap on the Ann Ross or the AR there, and it says, oh, it's supposed to say pin. Come on, Ann. Ah,
It goes forever.
let me follow the directions on my cheat sheet here. Open the Messages app, and I've opened Messages. Find and long press one of the messages, not the name. So there's the one with Ann. I'm going to long press right here. And you see it comes up here at the bottom and says pin,
I know.
and I tap pin. And now I have a little icon up here at the top for Ann Ross. Now let me pin another one. I'm going to pin this one, this conversation I've going on with my wife. And I'll type pin to the top. And there we are. And that's one she sent to me, my son, and my daughter-in-law. Get the idea, everybody?
No.
Okay,
How many can you pin?
say again, please.
How many more can you pin? There's no
I don't
room.
know. I'll try another one here. We'll tap one from my daughter-in-law here.
You just
And we'll-
tap one. Okay, you tap the message, right?
I tap the text of the message, correct.
Yeah, okay, that's the text on the message. Okay.
I think to unpin it, I think you tap it and unpin. So I would tap here if I wanted to unpin this one.
Well, mine doesn't say anything about pin. It says copy,
Uh,
translate.
Don't tap the picture or the little circle. Tap the text.
That's what I did. Okay.
Press and hold it. And down here at the bottom, it says pin, markup, hide, or delete.
No, mine says reply, add sticker.
Are you in
How-
Messenger or Messages?
I'm in green.
So
Isn't that
you tap this little guy?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And then you pressed and held on one of the pictures, on one
I
of the
didn't-
text,
The pictures or the text?
the text. Press and
Okay,
hold
yeah.
the text.
Okay, that's what I was doing. Okay, here I go. Oh, now I've got it. Now I've got it. Okay.
All
Why
right.
don't I get it otherwise though?
You would get it. I think you were touching the picture.
No, I wasn't. I did it first.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
you'll
so now
remember.
I got that pinned. Where is it?
Bill, it's Mary Ann. How did you unpin it again?
Okay. They're up here at the top. If you
Right.
look at your screen, they're up here at the top. Just press the picture
Okay,
Okay.
and it will say unpin at the bottom there.
okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, okay.
Thank you.
That's good. That's good to know.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Good tip.
Thank
Right.
you.
Let's talk about notes. What can you use notes for? Anybody have an idea what you use notes for?
Reminders to do things.
It's called your memory. I actually put my passwords in notes and then locked the note. We'll talk about locking a note later on. Notes can be your memory. You run across something, somebody tells you the name of a doctor you'd like to perhaps work with. So you can put it in notes. You find some bourbon you like, you put the name in notes. You find a wine you like, you open notes, take a picture of it. So you got the bottle, the picture of the bottle, right? Medications, every time you go to the doctor's office, they say, okay, I need to know your allergies and your medications. And you have, and so keep a list of your medications there. The list
Bill?
doesn't, yes,
I also put down some kind of symptoms like, nosebleed, whatever it is, in case
right.
something or other happens. And I can't remember when I had X, Y, and Z, so I put it in case there's a pattern.
Exactly. Or what things you're allergic to, right? Here I scanned a document, flights to Seattle, so I'd have a copy of it, right? And we'll talk about scanning as we get into it today. My wife would like a new car, and it has to be a certain wheelbase to fit into our garage. So it can't be too large. And so I have a copy of the size of a wheelbase of our car. So I can check that out. I guess that's what I mean about it's your memory, right? All right. So that's the uses for it. What I'd like to do is start just from the basics and then we'll build out a little bit. Okay. If you open the Notes app and it comes up like my screen there, will come up in a minute, and it comes up and looks like that or similar to that, that means you have already set up some folders for your notes. And you can place notes in multiple folders. And again, we'll get to that a little later, but all your notes should be in what's called the iCloud or the Apple Cloud. And that says I have 186 of them. If I tap the arrow right next to that, then I get the list, which maybe is what came up on your screens. Okay, and that's the list of all my notes. And there's an arrow at the top that goes back to those folders we were just looking at. We'll talk about setting up folders in a little while, but let's just go and create a note. So we open Notes. By the way, if you first open Notes, it would look like the left-hand screen there. And it gives you some of the things they've added to the most recent release of Notes. But I just tap Continue and Continue. And there's the same list. Okay. I go back to and I go to all iCloud, and it should be pretty close to the same list in both devices, although it's not right now. And I'm not going to get into why. Okay. Get the idea between the two, everybody? Yes? No?
Yes,
All right. To create a new note, we use the old pen and paper, little square. It looks like there's a dart in the middle of it. And it's at the bottom right. You tap it. And you go ahead and start typing your note. The major thing you have to know in notes, and the greatest thing you have to know, is the first line is the title of the note. First line is always the title of the note. And you press return. So the title of my note is first line. You can always use the microphone to add additional text. For example, I'm going to tap the microphone. This is the second line of my note. Okay, not going to do it. This is the second line of my note. Well, I'll be. Let me try it over here. This is the first line of my note. New line. This is the second line of my note. New line. Now, if I go back, you see what the title of the note is?
I'm sorry. I
Go
don't
ahead.
have the icon to enter text.
You don't have the keyboard?
No, no, no. The little icon of a square piece of paper with a pencil on it does not appear on my iPad anywhere. All I see is the folders.
Upper right-hand corner.
Upper right-hand corner. I no, I see no menu that lets me create a brand new note. I have a list of folders, and I can create a brand new folder with a icon that says Folder Plus.
You sure you're using messages, not messenger?
I'm using Notes.
Okay, and it is okay, and it is Apple Notes.
Yeah, iPad.
Okay, okay. I'm on my
Oh
iPad
well.
right now.
Yep.
I'm on my
Next.
I'm on my iPad right now, Tim. Do you have a split screen where you have the list of notes on one side and the note you're working on the other side?
I have a column with all of the folders,
Yep,
uh, and then a column with the notes within that folder.
yep,
All iCloud is the first folder in my list of folders.
yep.
Second column is
Notes in iCloud.
all of the notes in all iCloud, and
Right.
the third column is a particular note.
Tap on that particular note.
Okay, yeah, well,
Now you should expand it to only two columns, and that capability to start a new note is there.
I have to
Okay,
be within an existing note to create a brand new note.
in that screen, yeah,
Okay, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
that's okay. Yeah, that is a problem they have.
New note.
Okay, so you can go ahead and type here, and you can type all kinds of things. I actually like to use notes on my iPad, and what I'll do is I'll put my iPad on the screen. Okay, so now we got three things up there. That ought to really work well. Okay, and I can actually use it to write something. If I wanted to write a long letter, here's where I would do that because I have a keyboard for my iPad, and it makes it a lot easier. Uh, I'm going to make it note to my son. I make note here. How's the weather in San Jose? And I could continue to type this. So I get a lot of text. So if you're going to write a lot of text, you can do it here. And you say, well, why would you do it here? Well, that's because if I tap right here, you see the share box? If I tap the share box, I can say I just tapped it and it should come up on the screen in a minute. Come on. If you tap the share box, one of the items will be at the top of it, you can mail it. And it comes up, takes all the text that I had just typed and it places it in an email.
Bill, your screen looks really, really tiny on my computer screen. I don't know why. Each box is so small, I can hardly see them.
Let me get rid of one of them, okay?
I don't know if that's the problem. They're both like about 1.5 to 2 inches high.
That
That's
better?
that's a little bit better, yeah. But still, they're
Okay.
small. Usually your screens are showing up like large on my screen, but not today.
That's interesting.
Does anyone else have that problem?
Mine are good. Bill,
Oh.
I love this note thing because I have a file card on my cabinet in the kitchen. Now I can have it in my phone. Thank you.
Mine was, but I enlarged the screen myself.
The phone is as big as usual, but the iPad is small. Usually you have a bigger iPad.
Let me make a bigger iPad for you. I'll do this.
And then you have something on it, like the notes, and then you have underneath. So
Let me,
kind of complicated.
I'm going to make it really big.
Good.
We'll get rid of the other phone.
Oh, nice.
Is that better?
It's much better, yeah.
Okay. So we'll go to notes here. There's the one I did to California. And then if I tap right here, it comes up and I can say mail. And it takes everything that I had just typed and puts it into email. Okay?
So it doesn't send it as an attachment. It just actually transcribes it word for word.
That's the point I was trying to make. Yes.
Oh, that's good.
You can also airdrop it. You can mail it. You do a lot of stuff, right? One of the other things you can do here, and I need to switch back now well, you could, if you go across the top here, see where the paperclip is? I tap the paperclip. Now, if you're on your phone, it's a little different. The paper clips on the bar above the keyboard.
I have a paper.
And you can tap that, you get the same list of, you have choose a photo, take a photo, scan a document, or scan text. And what I want to do is demonstrate a really cool thing. I put all my credit cards and all my cards, Social Security and all that in my notes, and then I lock that as well. But that way I have a picture of my passport, my credit card, all that in my phone, but it's under lock and key. And you can do that by taking a photo. Now I'm going to switch back to my phone on the big screen there.
It's awesome.
Okay. Because I want to take a picture. And it's easier to do that on the phone. So I'm going to take a photo, scan the document, scan text. Let's do all three of those just to show you the difference. And where do I get this? Hold on a second. take a picture of this birthday card here. So I'm going to tap the paper clip, take a photo, and I'm just going to hold it above there and take a picture of it, right? And I'm going to use that photo. Okay, and now it's part of the note. Now I could go ahead and take another one. So that's the first feature. The next one is
Where did you
get the
find
paper.
where did you
get the-
find this list again?
Say again.
Where
Oh,
did you find the
the
attached?
paper clip. Paper clip.
Okay, where did you find the paperclip?
On the iPad, on the iPhone, it should be right here above the keyboard. So click the note somewhere so you get that menu to show up. Just tap the note somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You should get the list with a paperclip on it.
There's no paperclip.
No paperclip.
Nope.
No paperclip.
No paperclip.
I got one on the Pro iPhone.
Paperclip in Texas.
You have the keyboard there, but no paperclip?
Yeah,
Where is the keyboard? How do you get to the keyboard?
Are we on a phone or an iPad?
A phone.
Tap so you get the cursor to appear on the note.
I've got folders on the notes. Where do I get somewhere?
Start a new note. Start a new note.
Okay. How do you do that?
Okay, I'm looking at the iCloud. Oops, so let me go back to the iCloud here.
Mhm.
At the bottom, there is a pen and paper of the folders.
Okay.
We tap the pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
The keyboard should show up and it should have this line right above it. It doesn't on some of your phones.
It does.
It
Yes.
has the line, but a lot of us don't have the paperclip.
what it says is the three dots, you click the three dots and you get like find in note, move note, lines and grids, attachment view, and delete and share. But nothing else. You can't find anything that
Okay,
Doesn't-
so we see where it says view attachments. No, that doesn't.
attachment view, okay.
Oh, that doesn't.
Yes.
And then
it
all it
has
says is set
attachment
all to
view.
small and all to large.
I
I
have
tried that before too.
the keyboard does not. Does it have the AAA on it?
Yes.
Does it have that on it in this? But it does not have it. The clipboard, the paper clip.
No, it does not.
And underneath on my phone, it does have a camera below, and it
Yeah,
has the
same here.
A view.
Same here.
Can you
And I've got a 13.
can you shift
Which
that?
is a no good.
Can you shift that bar left and right?
What's this?
No.
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 Uh-uh.
Is there a
There's an
A
X
plus?
there.
is there a plus sign there?
There's an X to cancel.
No. There's no
Yeah,
plus sign.
When you exit, you get a plus sign, and then that comes up again without
But
the
you don't
paper-
have.
paperclip.
Do you have a camera there?
Yes, where you have the paperclip is a camera.
Right.
I
Tap the
use the camera on my phone,
tap
but
the tap the camera,
okay.
and it should say choose photo, scan document, or take a photo.
Yes.
Okay.
Scan text. Yep, we got that.
Okay, close enough.
So that's our paper clip.
That's your paper clip.
Okay.
The only option it doesn't have there, no, it has the three I'm talking about. And then it says, choose, and then you can get into your pictures. The one you can't do is you can't take a photo. So we'll get to that in a minute. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so hit the camera. And you can choose a photo that you have in your,
Okay.
yeah, you can scan a document. And let's scan a document here. So try scan a document. Hold it above the document and it will automatically take a picture of it. Okay? And put it in the note. You tap save at the bottom and that document is automatically included.
Hmm.
The feature that some of you don't have if you don't have the paper clip is scan text. So they added that capability to the newer phones, and I'm going to do it for those of you who have the paper clip. I hold it up here and it highlights the text it's going to, and it actually inserts the actual text, not the document, but the text of the document that you were holding your device above. So there's the text I scanned in, and up here is the document. So you can see the difference. That's a document that I scanned in. This is the text.
How do I get out of the scanning part?
Save. Tap save or cancel.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
it's Diane. After I saved it, it's showing, it looks like a folder to put it in. You have the same thing on yours, but suppose you don't want to put it in that folder. How do you change it? Like yours is saying up on top how to pin a contact to messages. Mine is trying to put it in a folder, a different folder, called whatever. But I don't want to put it in that folder because it really doesn't apply. How do I change that?
How to pin contact to a
Yeah.
message. And then the folder, when you say folder, where do you have the folder?
Well, I mean, like when you press how to pin contact, it's
Oh,
giving me,
it says at the clear at the top, it's going into all iCloud. That's where I started.
yeah, but now
So it's gonna
where do you
it-
put it? I mean,
it's
when
going to
you tap that, you have to decide what you're going to do with it so you can find it again, right?
let me talk about folders for a minute. All the notes you take go into all iCloud. Okay, so let me save this one. I'm just going to go back to all iCloud now. And you'll see that note is at the top of all iCloud, right?
Mine isn't. I saved it, but it went
Well, you have them sorted a different way, perhaps.
it's alphabetical.
Right. You don't have them sorted by date entered.
No,
And I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. What we want to do is put it in a different folder, right? And that's what you would like to do.
right. Except I can't even find the folder here that it went into.
You can't find the note, you mean?
Yeah.
I want to move that note to a different place. Okay. So you got it. I have the how I pinned a note. It's the last one I just entered on my device. If I wanted to put that in a different folder, I would press and hold it. And then it says move. and I could move it to any one of the other folders that I have. Okay?
Bill, I have a haphazard list of folders that I didn't know were folders. How do I put them in folders that I want? I guess I clicked the wrong thing, so.
Okay. We're going to talk about folders in a minute. Let me just get through making the notes.
Okay, thank
And then
you.
we'll talk about storing them and how you arrange that. Okay?
Okay, fine, thank you.
The last thing I want to show you is if I had my credit cards here, I could just save them as a document and put them all in the same folder, and then I could say credit cards on them. Okay? Credit cards and passports. And I would do that by hitting the camera and saying scan document. Okay? Any questions about that?
Wait a minute, you said you would hit the camera and do what?
I can scan document. Like I want to get this Christmas card,
Okay,
and it just takes a picture of that. And I could do it with a card. Let's see if I have one with me that's not going to divulge my life on it. I think I have one from Costco here. Yeah, that one will work. I'm going to scan a document. It's ready for the next scan, and I hold it right above that, and I picked up my Costco card. And I tap save, and now there's the birthday card. Didn't get the Costco card. Let me try it again. I go boom. Scan document. I took a picture of my Costco card. I save it, and there it is. And I could do that with each of my credit cards. Turn it over, take another one, etc. So I suggest you try that. Pull out a card you have and see if you can take a picture of it. Okay?
Bill, do you do both sides then on the credit cards?
I recommend that, yeah. Because then you have the number to call. There's a 1-800 number for the credit card company on the back usually.
You.
Yeah. To
Hey,
call,
Bill,
you lose your card. Yes.
I have a question. I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I have a question. If you take a photograph of a credit card, it goes into your photos albums as well?
Let's see if it did. That's a good question. Yes, it does.
And then if you take it out of your photos album, will it remove it from the notes?
Good question. Let's take it out. It looks like it does. Wait a minute, let me get down. No, it does not.
When there, watch TV. Like you were gonna.
Oh, was there a question there?
I kind of have one, Bill. How about doing it in notes versus wallet? Putting your credit cards in wallet versus notes? Which is better? Is wallet mainly used like if you're going to pay with your credit card?
That's what I don't, you don't get both sides of it, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't.
But I
That's a
think
dis-
wallet is
that's-
when you pay.
I use wallet to pay with a credit card, yes. Okay. Wow.
Is wallet password protected?
Wallet is, yes. You have to have your phone on. There's wallet. And you have to have your face to get it, in my case. And I just double click the power button to get wallets, to get my credit cards to show up. And then I just hold that near card reader and it picks it up. Okay. Wow. You can change the font. See the little A's there on the line above the keyboard? You can tap that and go ahead and make the font a different font. A different font. Can change the color of it. You can make a list, bulleted list. You can change the indent. You can make a table. Not many people do. You can also tap the pen here. And I'll pick this pen. Right?
Bill, it seems when you go in there that they've already decided what kind of font you have and what size it is from starting with the title of the whole thing downward. Is there any way you can undo that?
No. Oh, I don't know. You select something. Let's go up here and select some text.
If I'm doing a new note, it starts with the title and I don't want it to start with the title.
Let's see if I can change it. Yes. You can select the text and change it.
We can't see your screen.
I'm showing it, but you can't see the screen I have up there right now?
You can see it, Bill.
I see it.
I do.
I do.
I don't. I see the people.
Oh my. I think you're unusual.
I took a picture of my credit card and it says new note, one table, and that there's nothing on it.
We have to start a note. You have to start a new note first.
Okay, that's what I thought I did, but, and then you do the,
Paperclip or camera.
yeah, and take it, scan documents.
I scan document.
I did that.
Then you hold it above the credit card.
Right, and I took the pictures.
You don't, it should take the picture automatically itself.
Yes, it does.
Okay, and then tap save.
That's probably what I didn't do. Thank you.
Hey, Bill, it's Barb again. When you scan a document, and this is a question, it doesn't go into your photos. Is that correct? It just goes into the note.
That's correct.
So a good way to avoid
Having to delete it from a note or pictures.
yeah, would be to scan your credit cards And then it
Right.
stays in, right? And it stays in the note, and then you can take that note called credit cards and lock it.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm making sure of that because I'm going to go to photos and see if well, I think it got it in photos as well here. Wait a minute. I take it back. It puts it in when you when you scan it, it puts it in there as well. I believe that's it, right? Let me try a different something here. Mhm. Yeah. When you scan and when you take the picture, it does the same thing.
Since I can't see your screen, can I log out and log back in?
Yeah, I'll log you back in, Sharon.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm sorry that it goes into photos as well. And I'm glad you brought that up because if you're taking pictures of your credit card, you don't want to keep them in photos. So, Kathy, thank you for bringing that up. Anything else in notes that I wanted to, in the base notes?
So Bill, you have to go back into photos and
How
get
to lock.
rid
Yeah,
of
you have to go back into photos and delete it from your photos.
but it'll stay in the note.
Otherwise, it will stay. Yes, it will stay in the note.
And how do
So
you
then the
lock?
same thing with a credit card. If you take a photo of your credit card and through the note app, and then go to your Photos app and delete it, it will only delete it from the Photos app.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't have it in Google too, because Google it doesn't
I
unless you.
don't Google.
But be sure to go into your recently deleted folder under photos so that you delete it from there because that stays there for 30 days unless
That's
you go
right.
in and delete it.
Right.
Everybody hear that one? That's good. Let's see if I can get the recently deleted here. Oh, scroll up. Where's recently deleted been moved to?
All the way at
Down,
the
all
bottom.
the way.
There it is. There it is. See it there? Recently deleted. Oh, there it is.
Mhm.
And then you can select that picture and delete it.
What about when you lock it? How do you unlock it? Do you have to have a password or something?
Yes. So I've got two more subjects I need to cover with you. One is working with files, and the other one is I want to go into settings. So let me go into settings, and then we'll come back to the folders stuff. Okay. So if we go to settings and we tap, well, we go to settings on the newer phones, notes is not in the upper groupings of messages what would you call these? Upper groupings of the settings. Okay. You have to tap on apps and then go down in alphabetical order to N for notes. And then open notes settings. The first thing is you have to have a major folder to put your notes in, and that's called the default account, and that's my iCloud. The next thing there is password. And what they've done is they provided you a option on password. You can use the same as your passcode to get in, right? So the same passcode you have to get into your device, you could have to get into your notes that you lock, or you can say use custom, and you can make an actual unique password, and it's for all your notes, not just for an individual one.
Ah. Place for that.
Okay? And you can also use your face to unlock, or your fingerprint, probably, if you have an older phone. Okay? Okay.
We think so.
So that's for passwords, right? Let's go down to viewing. And I think it was Kathleen sorted her notes differently. And here's how you can sort them. You can sort them by date edited, date created, or title. And she had selected title.
Oh,
I prefer date edited because that's the way I get the notes in, but you prefer the one you like.
is that under sort checked items, or where is that at? Sort
That's
notes?
under notes, settings, and it's viewing them. And you want to view by, right? And if you view them by date, you can say you want to group them so you generate a lot of notes on one day. It would be grouped by that date. I wonder if that text changes if I group by title. And then, nope.
What I have are a jumble of everything because I didn't know what I was doing. So how do I sort them and put them in a category and move them to a category?
Well, a category would be a folder.
Okay,
And we can talk about that in a little bit, okay?
I keep getting ahead of you. All right, thank you.
Okay. And new notes start with, and it's basically you're telling it what font you want to use for the first line. Okay, you're saying I want to use the title font or the heading font, subheading font, or body. And it's just the font that's being used. It doesn't, that's what it does.
So, Bill, I don't understand. So you have sort notes by heading, and I have sort notes by title.
That's okay. It's just a different size font.
Oh, that's all it is the size font.
What size and whether it's bolded or not. I played with that this morning and that's what it did. So I had the same question, Diane.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
So does that mean that all the
Left with the red one.
all the notes are in, the heading is in heading, but the body is in something else? And do you have to change the body when you're trying to do the notes?
I thought that's what you were gonna do, but I've got the thing there for you. Go ahead.
Your question is, what's the body turnout if I have if I have, say, headings? Let me make a title, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Some of you try something different, so we get different results from this. And I start a new note and I type,
Title.
no, that was what, that's what my first line looks like.
Okay.
Hit return, and I get this font.
So how does it
University.
automatically go to that particular type and size?
That's the default. If you want to change that,
Bless you. God
you
bless you.
select it, and then you would go here and you'd say, I want to make that a different font. So it defaults down to body after the first line, and then you can play with that if you wish.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Media. Look at this. This is going to save a lot of time for those credit cards. It says save to photos. Save photos, videos taken in notes to the photo app. You can turn that off. Oh.
You're my hero. Thank you.
Oh no, I should say I was waiting to tell you that.
Yeah, right.
I choose not to access my notes from my lock screen because I don't want other people to be able to see my notes. Okay. All right. So the question would be now, does anybody have any specific questions about settings that we covered? Some of them I skip over because I haven't played with them.
Well,
Like suggested app link when composing quick note.
One question on locking.
Yes.
I seem to have gotten myself into the following situation.
Oh.
I set a custom password.
Yep.
To try it out.
And you forgot what the password.
That's nice. But I think I'd rather have it be on the device passcode.
Okay.
And so when I tried to switch it back, it told me to type in the custom passcode. Whoops, I didn't write it down.
You know what the passcode is? Oh, the custom one.
Yeah, the custom password. I didn't write it down, so I can't switch back.
I understand. You can understand
Okay,
why.
I'll call Apple.
I can understand why, because if somebody's on your device, they can go to settings and they could change it back and all right.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't mind losing that test note. It's just I can't seem to switch back.
So what Tim just told us was if you're going to make a custom one, write it down.
Right then, not
not
the
5 minutes from now.
Week.
So, Phil, when you make a quick note, how does that get sorted in your notes?
I haven't used quick notes. How do you make a quick note?
You just use the writing symbol. That's what I do, and then I can't find them. If I want to make a notice about something, I just open notes and use the writing symbol, and then I have to search for them and to find them again.
When you say writing, what do you mean by a writing symbol?
Well, I mean, I go into Notes app. If I find something I want to make a note about, so then I have to open the Notes app. So rather than take the time to decide how I'm going to format this, I just click the symbol to write a note on the bottom, in the lower right corner of the bottom.
You're copying some text from somewhere else? Is that what you're doing, Diane?
Well, normally I'm just typing out a quick note. as to something that I can, a reminder so I can look up later.
Okay. And,
I
and
can't find them.
now hold on. Do you open notes and then something, or how do you get two quick notes?
Okay. Well, I assume it's a quick note. What I do is I open the Notes app, and what it shows me is folders, and underneath that, all iCloud, and it lists all my notes. And on the bottom, it lists in tiny print in the center how many notes I have. And in the lower right-hand corner, it has that symbol with the square and the pencil, and I tap on that. And it brings me up. It says on top all iCloud, and I could start typing my note.
Good.
But
And then you can't find it?
I don't know where it is.
Okay, that's because you're sorting it by name. And the first line is the name. So they're in alphabetical order. So I always, to avoid that problem, I sort them by date created.
But I won't remember the date it was created because I may not look for it for a month or two.
Ah, do you remember anything about them?
That's my problem. That's why I started doing it by alphabetical. So at
Okay.
least
See where it says search up here at the top? Okay.
Yeah, I do use
Let's start talking about folders a little bit. Okay? So everybody go back to your notes. And I tap on all iCloud. And the first thing is that's the folder that contains all your notes, no matter when you created them, no matter how they're spelled. And you can do a search there. So if you remember something about that note you typed, like the data you put into it, or the actual name of the note you may have put on it, or the subject it was about, type it in there in the sort. If I say drugs, DR, there it has a list of morning drugs and dry cleaning and right? So here's all the stuff that has DR in them. If I add a U, sorts it even down further. Get the idea? So you can do a search there to help find the note you hope you have somewhere. So let's go back to folders now. Everybody, I'm looking at all iCloud. And if you're using an iPad, to get back, you tap the little square in the top left-hand corner, and you'll get a list of all your folders.
I haven't.
Okay?
Wait, how do you get to that spot now?
Say again, please.
How do you get to where you are right now?
Are you on an iPhone or an iPad?
iPhone.
Tap the left-hand side where it says folders. If it doesn't say folders, you could be in a note. You go back to, you tap the back arrow at the top.
Wait a minute.
As many times as you can to get back
Which
to where it
icon
says.
do you tap to start with?
Sorry, I have to go. Thank you.
Okay, Tim, take care.
Do you
I'm
tap
sorry,
notes
Jim.
to start with?
Open notes to start with, yes.
Okay, open notes. All right. Then what?
And what's it say at the top left?
Top left gives the time. Folders, it says folders. Yes, okay. There it says folders.
Okay, so that's
I see
where we
it
are
there.
right now.
I see it, okay.
And we can do a search here for folders. Here's all the folders I have. The first thing you can do here is you can create a folder. So I'm going to create a folder. I think I can, I'm going to make one called test. And then tap done. And now I have a folder called test. And it says I have nothing in it right now. Now
How
what?
did you create a folder again? You just push the letters in with a pencil and does that create a folder?
No, no, the left-hand side there where it has a little picture of a folder with a plus sign on it.
Okay.
And now I have a folder called test.
Yeah, but I don't.
I'm not seeing the folder.
Does it say folders at the top center of your screen?
It says folders at the left side of my, oh, I see. Okay, fine. I went in the wrong place. Okay. Found. Thank you.
Okay, we tap now. If I want to put some now, if everybody works with pictures, if you have worked with pictures, you have one called recent or all your pictures, and you can create albums. And you can put one picture in many different albums. The way they work with notes is the same way that you work with pictures. All your pictures are in iCloud. That's where all mine are. Okay? Because I have multiple accounts. Okay? But I'm not going to put it in my wife's notes or my other Gmail account. I'm going to put them in all iCloud. So that's where all my notes are. That's my default folder. Every note I make goes in there, like every picture you take goes into your photos, your recents.
Bill, why does it show all iCloud and then your notes shows a
I'm going
lower
to get
number?
there. I'm going to get there.
Sorry.
I created a folder called Notes. I created a folder called Notes and I put it in. Okay. I have 191 in there. All of them are in there. If I want to put one in test, I would open the all iCloud. Here's the one I just made. I'll open that note. And then I tap, I think, the dots, and it says move note. I may have lied to you. And I want to move it to test. So now I have moved that particular item to test. And if I go down here to test, I have one item in there, right? Let me tap someone special. I'll tap the three dots and I'll move note to test. Huh. Just a minute. Now I have two notes in test, one with my someone special, right?
Bill, when I clicked on a note, it has, and I click on the move to this folder, I'm trying to move it to the iCloud folder, and it simply made a new folder.
No, they're in the iCloud folder. You can't move it there.
Okay.
They're already there.
Well, this one has 0 on it to the right instead of
Which one has 0 in it?
The ones that I'm trying to move to iCloud.
You're trying to move a folder from iCloud to something else?
No, a folder from the list, my sorted list. I was trying to move it to iCloud because it says 0 on the right. Like your
iCloud
stuff-
says,
Oh, down on your own thing, your stuff says 0. What does that mean?
there's no notes in there.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. I think that sort of answers it, but go ahead, please.
Let me try it again. I'm going to go to my iCloud. I'm going to tap one that says first line. Yes. I tap the circle with 3 dots in it at the top. And it says move note. And now I'm where I can move that note to anywhere, any one of the other icons or anywhere, one of the other folders, and I'm going to move it to test. Okay, so now I've moved that one to test. And if I go back to my folders, there should be 3 in test now. And there are.
Bill, I set up I created a new folder, and then I scanned a note, and it came up with a different title, a different what looks like a folder name, with the drop down arrow. So I pressed the 3 dots to move folder, to move note to the folder, and the folder that I had scanned, that I tried to scan the document into, is grayed out.
The only thing I can think is that's the one it's already in.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So why is it so it's a title up on top, I guess. But I didn't give it that title. So how do I get rid of that title? It's too confusing.
Hold on. Let's get started. Let's go through this again. I want to go back to folders. What folder did you select to pick the note you wanted to move around?
I created a new folder.
So you have a new folder? Does it have
I made a new folder.
Does it have, and now I want you to go back to folders again. So there's folders in the top. And is that folder listed here?
Yes.
Does it have anything in it?
Yes, it does. But on top of that, that must be the heading or something.
I'm looking at the list of folders.
And it's in bold. And that's what that drop down arrow was. It must be a heading. So how do I change that? Because that's
I'm not sure where you are. That's why I'm having a problem.
Yeah, okay. I went to iCloud. I looked at my list of folders. I found
No. Okay.
I found the new folder I created. It has a document in it. I opened that new folder that I created, and it shows the document I scanned. However, on top of that document in bold letters, it looks like a heading. And that's what was showing in the drop-down arrow that I thought was a folder. It's either a subfolder or a heading.
You can make subfolders. I didn't want to get into that.
Well, when I
I don't
copied,
think it's a subfolder. I think it's a heading.
when
It
I
says-
put my credit cards all in there, I did not put a heading on. And when I look at the folder, it's got my name.
I think that's
I
right.
put my name on it.
I think that was in that formatting you were talking about in settings, that formatting business. I think that's what I don't understand. And I think that's what I screwed up. Because I
Okay,
changed that heading, but I didn't.
The format in settings just sets the font for the first line in the note.
So then, but the iPhone is generating a heading, and I don't want it to.
No, if you took a picture of something For example, if you look up on my screen,
I know what's happening, Bill. The heading is what I did was I scanned a list. It had a title and it had a whole list under that title. And this is what I scanned in. And the first thing on the list is what's in bold.
correct. And that's what happened here. Look at my screen for a minute. See where
Yeah.
it says to someone special? If I open that, you see what to someone special? It created that title for me.
Yeah, that could be helpful in some instances, but in this instance, since I have a list and it's all different things, that can be
Okay.
very confusing.
Before you made the list, before you scanned it in, you should have clicked up there and put the title you wanted on it.
Well, how do I do that? It was already there.
No, what? Not before you scanned it.
Well, I should have renamed it at that point.
Yeah.
Too late to
Up
do
here, right here, I have. Well, let me get out of here.
Oh no,
You probably have this written. You probably have this written there.
Yes, but Bill, I tried doing that, and then it'll rename the folder.
And then you can rename that file, not the folder. You can rename
Well,
that document.
You try it on mine. It's renaming the folder.
I'm going to rename it new. Just call it new. And
It just says rename folder, and it has the name of the folder.
You're in a different place then. You're in the folder called test.
No, I created my own folder. I didn't create test because I wanted to make sure I could replicate what
If you press and hold where mine says test, I can change the name of the folder.
I don't want to change the name of the folder.
I understand. So if you open a document that's in there and there's someone special, if I tap that and you see the little drop down here, I can change the name here. Rename.
Okay, you want to change that, see if it works.
It'll work. See, now it's named mine.
Okay, all right, so to do this now, I have to go back to the folder.
You have to go to the folder and the file within the folder, the document within the folder.
Okay, so I go to the folder. All right. And then I go to the document in the folder and I use the drop down arrow. Is that right?
Yep.
And
then,
I rename.
Right. You got it.
Okay. And then I can rename it to whatever I want.
That's an unusual name. Whatever I want.
Bill, will you get?
I have a bunch of those.
Will you get into locking it today?
Pardon me?
Will you get into locking it? Because when she mentioned credit cards, I would like to know how to lock it.
I'm going to go there right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill. That was a big help.
Okay.
It's nice to be able to find things again.
Just a minute. So I've got this note I've caught called mine. And I want to lock that guy. That has all my credit cards in it, right? So I tap it. And I believe I tap well, let me see which one I tap here. I tap the circle with 3 dots in it, or 4 dots, whatever it is. The upper right, Marilyn? Yes?
Yes, yes.
And then see where it says lock?
Yes.
Sure you know your password.
Okay.
And I tap lock. and it says I've locked it. And the lock shows up on the screen as an open hasp. And I go ahead and tap that to lock it. Now it's locked. And when I see it in my notes, you see it's locked here.
Okay, thank you.
To unlock it, I tap it, and I'm going to hold up my phone, and I'll say I want a view note, and it's taking my face, and it allows me to do it. If I lock it again and hold my device away from me, it's looking for my face and it's not there, and it says enter passcode. So I can enter the passcode and I can get in. Okay. Now I've chosen to have either my face or the passcode. I don't have a unique password. I did what Tim did some time ago, and I couldn't get into that note again.
Right. I have a note I can't get into. And
Yeah.
but you can't do either or. You have, if you do a face, you have to do
Yes.
the code that it's attached to.
Oh, no, I think it's either face or code. I think it is.
Well, that may be with 18. But before then,
Let me see. I'm going
the
to
face
try
is
my
based
other
on the passcode.
phone. Go into settings. Yeah. It says use passcode and let me switch. Here's the older version of that. I don't know. It's like the newer one. Right. It says use device passcode, and it has the capability for facial ID here.
Yeah, but if you use a custom
And
thing,
I don't have it turned on my other phone here.
are you saying, Bill, that now I have 18 on my phone?
Okay.
So
Yep.
you're saying that if I make a new note now, I mean, I have a note, on a prior version and it's gone. I can't get into it because I had both. In those days, you had to use both. And it knocked out my Face ID. And I obviously don't remember the password. I didn't use the passcode. Anyway, are you saying in 18, I can just use Face ID and not use a password to lock a note?
Jest, I don't know if jest is the right word. I'll try it here. Yeah, I have to either choose use device passcode or custom password. One or the other. I have to use one or the other of that, but I can
Yeah.
also use facial ID.
Right, exactly. That's the problem. Don't.
Bill, Marianne, when you asked me if I knew my passcode, I've got 2 pages of passcodes. I mean, I've got one for the iPad, I've got one for the phone.
Okay,
What
the
am I supposed to use?
the passcode is the unlock code for your phone.
Okay, thank you.
It's not the Apple ID password.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Or any other password you use.
Yeah. Thank you.
As I said, I did the same thing when I originally did this, and I didn't write it down, and I couldn't. I think I wish Bill. I don't think Bill's with us today. If somebody would like to try to figure that out, Sharon, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to check to see if I forgot my notes password? Is there a way I can get by that by entering my Apple ID or something?
No.
Could you do a search?
I've been on
Yeah.
the phone with Apple. There's no way to get it back. you get a certain number of tries. I don't remember how many
Well,
there are.
no, that's different. I was saying, is there a way, if you
No.
don't remember it, is there a way around it by
No.
entering some other combination of something?
No, I was on the phone with Apple
Hmm.
support, and
Okay.
they don't have it, and there's no way that they can resurrect it for you. Or you can. The only way is to keep trying until you either get locked out or you get lucky.
Are we talking about your password for your Apple device?
No, we're talking about a custom password for your note for a note.
Okay. All right.
So those I had to create new passwords.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is not the end of the world.
Let's see if there's any little tidbit here.
But it should be easier now that Apple has a password manager. You know, it should be more effective than the keychain. So it should be less problematic.
Hopefully it's in there, right?
Hopefully your passwords are in there now.
The only one I want to cover with you, in addition to what we've talked about, is how to recover a deleted note. So I go in here and I go into my notes and I have this mind one that I've locked. I'm going to unlock it. And then I want to delete it.
Mhm.
Okay, so now it's deleted. How do I get it back? If you scroll down to the bottom of the folders menu, in other words, go back, hit the back arrow enough times to have folders there centered at the top, and you tap recently deleted, it's there and it's still unlocked. How about that? So if I lock it and I go back to recently deleted, now I can't even look at it. Okay. So there it is and recently deleted. And then I can press and hold it and move it back. And I want to put it in. Oh. Wow. Doesn't allow me to put it back in iCloud? That's interesting.
It was there. And
It was there. I'm going to put it in, it will go into iCloud. But I've got to put it in some other folder as well. I'm going to put it in test, just for grins. And it's back in iCloud, but it's also in folder called Mine.
How'd you do that? So,
Well, it only goes, it will only let me put it back. It will only let me put it back into a folder that exists. It won't let me just put it back in the iCloud, which is okay.
Bill, excuse
Yes.
me. I'm not seeing the lock icon. I'm trying to follow along. I made a note in a folder, and I want to lock it now. I just created my note.
Okay, here's the note you created. Now you want to lock it?
Well, there's the lock. Yeah.
There's no lock here. You have to say, I want to lock it. And it's the three dots there at the top.
Right.
Tap that, and it
Yeah.
says
Yeah, I see. Thanks.
lock.
Okay, and then I have to give it a password.
No, no, you shouldn't have to give it a password.
Why not?
It's automatically locked to the password you gave it.
I haven't given it a password.
Well, it's one
I
password
haven't
for
set
every.
it up in settings. I haven't set it up in settings.
You have not, and you have to go to settings.
Yeah, because I did
Okay.
individuals in the past.
Okay, don't lock it then. Skip.
Bill,
I don't intend to lock it, but I want to follow
Go
along
to,
so I can learn it.
Bill, would you go back to recently deleted? So I deleted what I had there. Now, how did I get it back? Because I press copy. Is that what we do?
you have it in recently deleted right
Yep,
now?
yep.
Okay, let's go back there.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I have to delete one. So
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to delete first line here,
Okay,
and I tap and I delete it. Okay,
okay,
so now that one is deleted,
okay,
and I go back to where I'm looking at all my folders, scroll to the
Right.
bottom,
right,
and it says deleted down there, recently deleted.
yeah.
Tap that.
That's what I got. Now what?
Now you press and hold that one, and it says move.
Okay, move it.
And choose a folder you want to put it in.
Oh, and that's at the top. Okay,
And I'm going to tap test this time. And if I go back to my folders now and tap test, it is there. First line is there.
okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. Are we good?
Yes, thank you, Bill. This was very
Thank you.
productive.
I tried to put a password on a note and it would only let me use the Face ID. It wouldn't let me put in a separate password.
That's correct. There's only one password you have for all your notes.
But I thought what you wanted me to check was to see if I put in a password that I didn't remember, if I could go back and change it to my Face ID.
If initially, what Tim and I and some others have done is we went to settings, we said customize, and we put in a password. And that's the password that's required for all notes that you lock. Okay, so we can't get into any of the notes we've locked because we forgot that password. What I wanted to do is be able to change that customized password to anything else that I remember. I want to be able to change my customized notes password.
Don't think I can figure out how to do that
Yeah,
without
well,
messing up my whole system.
Diane said there's not a way to do it because she talked to Apple. So I will have to assume we can't do that. Okay.
Bill, can I ask you, my notes are broken down into today, yesterday, previous 30 days. But whenever I need information from my notes, I just go into search and type the subject and it most of the time will pop up. But
Right.
do most people have theirs in today, yesterday, and previous 30 days, like time spans?
You have them grouped. Yeah, I just list all of them. I don't even group them. So you went into notes, you went into the settings in notes,
Okay.
and you sorted by not that way. You sorted by date created and then you grouped them. Okay, and I just did that. And now if I go to notes,
Mm,
There they are. There's what you were talking about, Kathy,
thank
right?
you.
I just don't do it that way. That's cool. Maybe I will now.
I'm thinking of taking mine off. Thank you.
And you know, that's good. If you want to, if you know you made a note within the past week or something, you could just
Yeah.
change settings and it'll show up. You just search the ones instead of searching all your notes. That's great. Thank you.
Here, you saved us all work.
Mhm.
The thing I was going to talk about next was how to organize your notes. All right, everybody. Any questions?
Well, Bill, Jim McIntyre. I just don't have the same thing that you're talking about. And if I go back to settings and go down to apps and click on apps and then go down and find my notes,
Right?
I find the notes. And
Find the
there-
notes app. Yeah.
it says notes and a few things, then note accounts. It's got two there, and I've got two notes account. But if I click on that, and then it says accounts, iCloud Drive, and 12 more. And then underneath that, Comcast, mail, and notes.
Where'd you go? You're in settings, getting that list?
Yes.
It says notes accounts. At the top of the notes menu, it says notes accounts. Is that where you are?
Wait, I don't. If I go to settings, go to apps, and then to notes.
Clear down to notes, yeah.
That's where I am.
And does yours look like mine?
No.
No, look at it now.
Looks the same.
Okay, wait. No, I don't think it looks the same.
Yeah, it says allow them to access. Mhm.
I'm at the top of the notes menu.
Is that in settings?
Yep. I go settings, and then I go to apps in settings, and then I go clear down to notes.
All right, let me do that. I'm going to do that right now. Hang on just a minute. Okay, I go down to notes and click on notes.
Yep.
It says notes at the top. And then it says add or remove notes accounts. You've got 5. I've got notes accounts 2.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so now wait, when I click on the notes account 2,
yep,
the next thing that comes up is accounts. The first one is iCloud, and it
Right.
says iCloud Drive and 12 more.
That's the things that are on the iCloud Drive.
Right.
Mine. Okay, that's just the things that are on. There is one item in the iCloud called Notes, and there's one item in Gmail called Notes. Also, contacts and mail. So that 12 and more and 12 more is just other areas that are in the iCloud.
Okay.
In addition to Notes.
Bill, you show fetch new data off. Mine says push. Should I change that?
Say that again, please, Marilyn. Marion.
That last entry, fetch new data, you have it off. Mine says push. Should I change that?
Okay. That's an interesting question. If I go to fetch new data in order to get a new note, I have to open Notes.
Okay.
If I want to get the notes, let's say from my iPad that have been entered, that are not on my iPhone yet, I would have to open the Notes app. If I change that from fetch to push, when I put it in the iCloud on my iPad, it would automatically get pushed from the iCloud to my phone without me having to open notes.
Okay, thank you.
So it's whenever you see push, it's an external app is pushing stuff onto your device.
Okay.
Fetch requires you to request it. And I have it set that way. In this case, it wouldn't make much difference, but sometimes it makes a difference in terms of the amount of data you're using when you're on cellular network.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bill,
Let me address Jim for a minute.
oh, sure.
Make sure you're not putting notes in one place and retrieving them from somewhere else. Some people have made their default app the iCloud, and when they put in a note, when they enter a note, they're putting it in a different space, and they're never able to find them. So iCloud is the only place I keep my notes. That's just an FYI. If you're storing a note and it doesn't show up, give me a call and I'll show you how to get that straightened out. Okay.
Now, when you mean keep in iCloud, if I'm making folders of various subjects, does that mean they go into iCloud or do I go
Yes.
into? Oh,
They're in the
okay.
iCloud, but
Okay.
not in iCloud Notes. They're in iCloud Notes / some other subfolder.
Okay, if under iCloud, I have all iClouds and then I have notes and then I have, dental, medical and the rest of it, what does that mean? Does that mean everything is in iCloud or all of the subcategories?
It's like we said with the photos, right?
Mhm.
It works the same way in both, fortunately. When you have it all your notes are in iCloud.
Okay,
You have notes in other places. They're just copies of what you have in the iCloud.
oh, good, that clarifies it, thank you.
So you could put the medical notes in Medical 1 and Medical 2. You could put it in 2 different folders.
Okay,
Okay. And it would still be in the iCloud.
okay, that clarifies it. And the actual listing here, after all iCloud, it says notes. I mean, why does it say notes? And how about all of the folders I have? Are all of the folders I have in notes and in iCloud?
Right. I think the one that say notes,
Mm-hmm.
I think, are the ones that you have not put in a separate folder.
Ah, thank you.
So if you look on my screen, on my screen for a minute,
Yes. Uh-huh.
there's 153 there. And if I add up the 153 and everything else going down there, hopefully it reaches 191. Okay.
I've been totally confused for years and you finally straightened it out. Thank you.
Good. Good.
Bill, I have another question.
Okay. You're challenging me today.
Suppose you want to add an additional note to a particular folder, but I tried doing that and it came out on top of the first note I added in that folder, and I really wanted it to be below the first note. Can I move it?
Well, no, they're sorted. You can't change the order of them other than to change the sorting, the way you sort them. I don't think you can rearrange within a folder.
Okay.
Now, if somebody discovers how to do that, I'd like to know, but I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
You have to call Apple and say, you ought to be able to rearrange them within folder.
Believe me, I've made requests to Apple in the past.
I bet you have. And a lot of them are good ones also. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, Tommy and Danny were exceptionally mischievous kids, and his mother didn't know what to do with them. Right, let me switch screens here. I'm going to turn off my screen. Didn't know what to do with them, so he went to the local minister. He says, "Can you help me with my mischievous sons? They're always getting into trouble in the community. Whenever anything goes wrong, they know who did it, and they come and complain to me." And the minister said, "Would you send them to me? I want you to send the youngest one to me first, and then the older one. So first, I send the younger one in the morning, and have the older one come over in the afternoon." So the younger one toddles down to his house the next morning and goes up the porch and into the house and goes to this big room, and there's a big desk there, and there's a big chair behind the desk with the minister in it, and he has to sit in the chair facing him. And the preacher says to him, "Danny, where is God?" And Danny looks at him kind of quizzically, sits there for a while, and pretty soon the minister says, in a little more booming voice, "Where is God?" And Danny doesn't know what to do. And finally the minister says, "Where is God?" And Danny gets so upset that he jumps out of the chair, runs down the hallway, into the deck, onto the street, clear back to his house. He's still running up the stairs, up to his bedroom, into the closet, and closes the door. His older brother, right, Tom, comes over and says, What's going on?" He says, "We've done it now. We have really done it now." He says, "Well, what is it?" We said, "They think God is missing and we took him." All right. All right, everybody. Enough for today.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Good one, Bill.
Thanks,
for a
Bill.
great
That was a
class.
good one.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, Bill.
Have a good week, everybody. We will see you next. What are we talking about next week? Anybody know?
No,
Let me pull it up here.
whatever you decide.
Let me pull it up here. Hold on.
Email.
Is it email?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, we're gonna have fun next week.
And it's only app,
Email goes.
is it
Okay.
only is it only Apple email?
Only we're going to talk about Apple email. Yes,
Yeah.
they're all of them have the same features. It's just the way you access them is different. And so if I say, okay, well, Gmail and Yahoo Mail and it's just too confusing to try to talk about the different ways. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Same with the messages.
All right. Yeah. Messenger. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Take care. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Bye.
Good week.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.